Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Nova Africa podcast. We'll provide you every week with information and mini lectures about development economics, interviews with prominent people from lead researchers to engaging social entrepreneurs, and also with the latest news from Nova Africa Center for Business and Economic Development. Your hosts today are Joana Bento and Tiago Almeida, and you'll get to know an amazing person, Erik Charas. He's friends with Bono and Mandela, and one of the most known Mozambican social activists. He founded the free newspaper, A Verdade, meaning the truth, that is credited as the best newspaper in the country. He has recently been named a young global leader by the World Economic Forum and featured in a CNN news cover. We hope you enjoy the following interview.
We're seeing a lot of capital inflows now in Mozambique. Do you think it's a problem or a solution to fight poverty?
A capital inflow is always welcome, and it's always supposed to be a solution. I don't think the problem is actually the capital inflows. It's for what and how transparent they are. And the main problem we're having in Mozambique, and the big risk, is that a lot of that is actually not transparent, not accountable, and therefore has the risk of being used for corruption, to be used for illegal, non-contemplated activities that at the end of the day do not benefit the country or the people.
Well, we also wanted to talk with you about brain drain. Do you think this is or could become a problem to Mozambique?
Great guy I met. This guy is once said something I love about brain drain. He said, I prefer brain drain than a brain in the drain. So, at the end of the day, we have to run away from the cliches. People are people have skills, and if we want to retain the best people, we should be able to provide the best in terms of opportunities. Therefore, my view is that people should aim to get whatever job they possibly can with their abilities. Having said that, we have a huge shortage of skill in Mozambique. But the labor laws are not that flexible and open. So part of the people like me that employ individuals are struggling with getting good qualified professionals locally, affordable, that can make the business work. And in some cases, we also cannot get people from abroad to come and work. I would love to hire people from India. I'd love to hire people from Portugal, people that have better abilities, because ultimately they can come in and help our business succeed, expand, therefore employ more locally trained people that in time will get the skills. So the reality is we have a very limited skilled labor market, but I think it's a shame, and it's that if we try to limit that to a geographical model, people should be free to chase whatever's best for their lives.
And we have seen all the fuss around the Millennium Goals, and we have seen that some of them were not achieved as we initially desired. Where do you think we should head now?
Well, I'm not sure if you know, but there's an organization called One that was started by Bono and Jamie, two very good friends, and I'm part of their board. We looked at that, especially in terms of poverty. And, there's countries that have gone and achieved, and there's countries that haven't. They failed. And instead of just looking at why they failed and what psychic problems they created, we decided to engage in the process of setting up the next Millennium Goals by tackling one aspect that was not considered in the first ones, which is the goals have to be set by the people themselves. So if people are not part of contributing to what's important in their lives, there's a big chance that they will also not contribute for them to be achieved. So I believe that one of the fundamental problems we had the first Millennium Goals besides having governments to adopt, admit, get the resources to get going, it's also because people did not, in their way, contribute to actually create them. So go to the net, go to one.org, and in there there's a process called You Choose, and it's starting in South Africa, Zambia, and Malawi. People can decide over SMS, over radio, and all that. What's important for them? Is it jobs? Is it states? Is it employment? And then we're going to feed that back to the United Nations so that they can include them in the process of defining the next goals.
Last question, a bit off topic. What is the funniest story that happened to you?
A funny story?
Yes,
The
anything,
funniest.
like professionally, personally.
Very good. Nothing funny happens in my life. It's such a boring life. I don't know. That's a very good.
The most incredible one.
Most incredible. I cannot complain. I lead quite an incredible life. I never thought that I would, coming from Mozambique, a third world country. My parents were public officials, I never thought I would have, before I reached 40, not only total financial independence, but employ over 650 people, having had spent time with Mandela, which is an impeccable guy, gave me amazing advice on life. I've met from Bill Clinton's to Bono. I mean, I grew up listening to Bono. He's now my friend, and we chat. I've done remarkable things, and simply because I've just followed my passion. So when the time is right, you do what you believe, and things sort themselves out there. I'm a true believer that the universe fixes things for you.
Well, we would like to thank you for this interview. And is there any words that you would like to spread out to our listeners?
Yeah, follow your passion. At the end of the day, regardless of how impossible you think it might be, it's always possible. There's always a possibility there. Just keep moving.
Okay. Thank you again, and I hope we are going to listen from you soon.
Yeah, well, me too. It's good luck on this. It's a great initiative.
Thanks, and a nice flight back to Mozambique.
Thank you. Good.